think one really cool thing about Jim is how much he loves to play. He'll pause everything in like the whole set just to take a few minutes or 30 minutes to sit there with us cast members. The first audition came in January 2017 with something like Avatar. You don't take the script home with you. You just kind of show up and find out what you're doing when you see the script in your trailer that morning.
Oh, you get the lines that day?
Yeah, like literally that morning.
No rehearsal.
Like,
Wow.
for most scenes, you have to be there underwater for at least 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm just praying that we get to make 4 and 5 because I really would love to be all together with my favorite people again. And playing Teenage Took to me is just...
I feel like acting in Avatar is so unique to the project because
Right.
you really have to use your imagination to figure out the world.
Yes.
Was that challenging when you first stepped into it? Because you were such a kid.
The funny thing about being a kid is I think my imagination was even more alive than it might be now. I feel like imagination was all I was using then. I feel like it's that thing where, I mean, at least when I was a kid, I feel like a lot of kids do this. When it's recess or just whenever you're bored, I'm always like imagining and just putting myself in a role play. Like I'm a fairy in a forest and I'm doing this and that. So the imagination part kind of came pretty like naturally, but also there were its challenges because you don't have anything to like pull from when it's a new world, like the Metcaina clan where they would be in Pandora. It's like, and then the technical things like the suit, the performance capture suits, the helmet, everything, like getting past that, I guess. Also, like when you're crying to a piece of plastic or a tennis ball, it's like it takes a little imagination then.
James's productions are so unique to their own because nothing else films like that.
Right.
So how do you even prepare for something like that other than just watch behind the scenes of the first film?
Truly. I think it was just like getting on set and like kind of diving headfirst into it. I guess I just like had to go for it. But also I had such an amazing like cast around me. And I feel like so much of acting is like that reacting. So, I mean, I couldn't have been in better hands. But yeah, it definitely was like a funny thing. And it was really the first big project I'd done. Like all I'd gotten to do leading up to that was like commercials and many auditions, and so I didn't really have any basis of even what normal set life was like. So it was more like
Right.
after Avatar I was like, oh, this is different.
How do you
Yeah.
get that first audition for Avatar?
Oh my gosh.
Because you came in The Way of Water.
Yes. And
Okay.
can you believe like the first audition came in January 2017? So that's more than 8 years ago, more like almost 9 years ago, which is very insane actually to think about now that I just said that out loud. But yeah, I mean, I just got an email like as most auditions come, and back then I was finding it like it's hard to get auditions that weren't commercial auditions. And so whenever an audition came that was more of like a movie TV show situation, I was dying of excitement. And and it wasn't even like you could tell it was Avatar, but nothing was very explicit. So it was very like mysterious project, but like a wide casting call of around the world. And I showed up a week early to the audition.
You were
Like
that excited.
I know. I don't know what happened. I just like after the 2-hour drive and I arrive and I'm in the building and like the Titanic poster's over there and the Avatar poster's over there and I'm like and then I get there and they're like, who are you, what are you here for? And I was like, the audition. They're
Duh.
like, what? And they still took me in, which is very kind of them.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, I just had my audition that day and it was like improv and then a random scene I pulled because they don't give you any scene material. And just
That you picked the scene that you wanted to act out?
yeah, which when I look back on the scene, I feel like it was such a lucky thing that the scene that I picked felt very Took in hindsight. Like,
Did you pick a child's like lines?
yeah. Yes. And like throughout, I think I had at least maybe 4 auditions and throughout until like June 2017, and it would be that scene, but a lot of improv too, and like improvising different situations that Took would end up being in, and even just like talking about life, interestingly enough. And it led to, in June, having a screen test with Jim.
And what does that look like? Are you in
It
mocap
was
and everything?
crazy. Actually, I wasn't, but I was in the studio part of the studio where there's like this big clear window and you look out on the volume, like the stage where we ended up filming. And so you can see that whole like performance capture volume, like manifestation of what it's gonna be. And I mean, I feel like at that age, I was just full of excitement, and I didn't really understand how big it was, or didn't feel like intimidating at that time, even though I had the butterflies in my stomach, but mostly it was just really exciting. Like, shook Jim's hand, and we were talking, and then I go in with him and the casting director into the audition room, I guess, and have my screen test, and it's just like different improv situations that Took ended up being in. So it was like, you're running away, you're in the forest, and then like, oh, your parents are telling you you have to move away, and like this and that, and like you're asking your siblings to bring you. And I mean, I guess I loved improv, but also I could relate to Took in so many ways. So it was kind of natural. And I mean, even just questions like, can you swim? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, can you do stunts? Just as a joke. And I was like, let me show you a cartwheel. No joke. And yeah, I guess it was just this like ramble is just because there were so many different kind of experiences in that audition process that kind of like attacked my senses, and just to like even get out of that audition and 15 minutes after like receive a call, like as I'm still getting out of the gate of this like place, and that I got the role, and just that whole kind of whirlwind from January to June of auditioning and like starting this huge journey. And I didn't even know then it was just the beginning.
Real quick, guys, today's episode is brought to you by Aonic Complete. It's daily essential nutrition in one beautiful on-the-go design. Fill in those nutrition gaps with Aonic Complete. The reason why I love Aonic Complete is because they put all the great tasting vitamins in the liquid format. This means that everything is 100% naturally flavored. There's no sweeteners, no colors. Everything else is in the 3 soft gels and 1 capsule, delivering 34 essential nutrients at clinically effective dosages to support overall well-being, immunity, and all-day performance. I personally love Aonic Complete because it covers the 4 cornerstones of supplementation to support the whole body health. Number 1, multivitamins and minerals. Number 2, pre, pro, and postbiotics. Number 3, omega-3. And number 4, superfoods and greens. It has daily immune support to help fight off colds, which is essential to this time of year. This really is my all-in-one supplement. It helps me stay focused and energetic through my workouts, my hikes, my boxing classes. I love that there is a his and a hers. Aonic Complete has limited spots for subscription, so go subscribe now while you can. Use my code Joe and you can get 25% off. Use my code at checkout or click the link down below to get the 25% off. So give your body what it deserves. Check out Aonic, and now back to the podcast. Are you auditioning for Tuck the entire time?
Yes.
That was the character. That was what was set. Wow.
Yeah, I guess also because like even though there's a young cast, the kid cast, which no one is a kid anymore except for me, everybody like the youngest person after me is like 5 years apart from me. Yeah, 5 years older. So I guess the only person I would be auditioning for is Took. And yeah, because I know a lot of older cast members even audition together, almost like an audition boot camp. But for Took, I was like just on my own the whole time. Like I never really saw people. I was just me and like casting, and then finally Jim.
Right.
Yeah, which was interesting.
What would you say are the benefits of filming 2 movies back to back? Because you guys filmed the second Avatar and the third Avatar all together, correct?
Totally.
No breaks.
No breaks. Like sometimes you'd literally have a day where you're filming a scene from 2 in the morning and then a scene from 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, that.
Like that. It was crazy. Like not just back to back, but kind of like at the same time.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting. And I think it was really awesome just because filming was almost 2 years, just to like really be so submerged in it. Like, especially with something like Avatar, you don't take the script home with you. You just kind of show up and find out what you're doing when you see the script in your trailer that morning. And
oh, you get the lines that day?
yeah, like literally that morning.
No rehearsal. Wow.
Because it's that top secret. But yeah, I think because of like getting to be submerged in it, at least then you can feel like, okay, Took, I have this through line. I kind of know where she's at. And it managed to, I mean, just getting to be with the cast all day, every day was for that long and be submerged in that storyline. I think it was actually pretty helpful. But it also makes it a bit trippy now when 3 is only releasing now.
All these years later.
These years later.
When would you say like the real filming stopped for Avatar 3?
The real filming. Oh, like Okay, for the performance capture side, I would say like by 2019. But then, for example, my castmate Jack, like my brother from another mother, he is Spider, so he has to do the live action stuff. So kind of the performance capture was just a whole rehearsal for him. And then so he had like 2 more years
Of filming.
of filming in New Zealand. And, you know, also some of that time was like the pandemic. And over that time, we've all gone back for pickups. So it's kind of like a funny thing, like when the exact date was. But I would say by 2019, at least, is like kind of when I wrapped 3.
Wow, and now 6
Yeah.
years later, the movie finally comes out.
It's insane.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the final cut yet?
I haven't. I'm gonna see it. Oh,
Are you
I'm
going to
gonna
the
see
premiere?
it. Yes, I'm going to
so
the
am
premiere.
I.
Then I'll see you there. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It'll be really nice to see a familiar face.
Yes.
And yeah, so I'm gonna see it. I think the date. I hope I'm allowed to say this, but November 29th is the day I'm seeing it. So I'm like counting down the days. I'm so excited because like really all I've seen is like ADR, which you do see a lot in ADR, but it's all black and white and it's not finished.
Oh, because it's just the
Um,
beginning stages of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Is there a lot of
yeah.
ADR with Avatar?
More of like the pickup stuff, like when we were filming in the water, and sometimes we'll be filming and actually like they create actual currents in the water, and so they're like, okay, we need to redo this audio because we cannot hear what you're saying over the rushing water or things like that. Mostly just pickups of audio they didn't capture yet, or sorry, I didn't phrase that right. Like not that they didn't capture yet, mostly audio that uh I
Just needs
guess,
to be
like,
captured
needs to be
going forward.
captured
Yeah.
again, like, needs to be corrected. Yeah.
When you're filming underwater for Fire and Ash,
Yeah.
they're not capturing any of the dialogue, correct? Because you're
No,
underwater.
not because you're underwater. But the funny thing is, like, we have stuff in the. It's like I wish I could explain the technical parts of it, but they have to worry about like the on land and underwater at the same time sometimes when we're doing stuff. Like
in the
talking
scene?
above the water, basically, or rushing and on the surface and just figuring things out like that. But of course, underwater we can't really talk, but it's still like all of that expression and acting and character, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
How do you how long can you hold you have to train underwater, right?
Yes.
How long can you hold your breath underwater?
Oh my gosh. Well, then probably like 3.5 minutes when like just in general, like, but now probably like nothing, like negative. But yeah, it was crazy because we trained for 3 months before starting filming, and then we keep training throughout filming and
To film underwater.
to film underwater because we'll have scenes at significant depth, or just like for most scenes, you have to be there underwater for at least 2 to 3 minutes. And it's like you have to go into this state of meditation even to just like remember, okay, even though I kind of want to stress about the breath stuff right now, I have to be Took, and this is what's happening in the scene, and I'm just gonna like relax and slow my heart rate down and go under. Like it's a whole thing. We spend maybe a few minutes on the surface doing breath ups with like nitrous oxide, just breathing it in, like this whole routine. And it's like a meditational, like spiritual group thing where we're all doing that on the surface together on our little floaties. And then we have like the weights so that we'll go down easily. And so you just like go down.
The weights are to
And-
keep you underwater that whole time.
Yes.
Is that
And
just
like even
strapped
just
to your
to get
foot?
us, yeah, like I had one on my hip sometimes, or like just different places. It makes you feel like a sack of potatoes, just like, but yeah, and then you're just like there, and you hear over like the PA system, like Jim counting you down, and like action, like all of the different things, and we're just in the scene together and doing whatever we need to do. And the craziest part is the camera team also has to learn freediving and be down there with us. And you can't have the bubbles and like there's all of these little technical things to worry about, but also once you're down there, you just have to worry about your character and your fellow actors and the scene that you're in. It's a funny thing explaining it in hindsight. And even just like after the take's done, you can't go immediately up because then your lungs will burst. Like you have to take your time. It's like this whole ritual. I mean, that sounded very dark, but
No, it makes sense. I mean, it's
Yeah.
funny. I want to like raise my hand and be like, I have a question.
Yes.
How do you know when it's your turn to say your line, how do you know when the other actors are finished with theirs so you can start?
Yeah, I mean,
Are you rehearsing above water so everyone knows exactly what to do?
yeah, we do have a rehearsal. Like, and for big scenes, we would like train specifically for that scene,
I
even or
can't imagine what
discuss
a
it.
big scene in Avatar
Like
is.
Avatar 2, the Neytiri and Took shipwreckage situation when we're basically drowning with the ship. That whole thing, like I remember we were actually in this cage and like sinking in the water for like the start of it. And instead of me falling down that hatch, it's like a crew member being like this with my legs. And then when we're swimming out of it, like you're 10 feet underwater and swimming out of like an actual thing. And just like for those kinds of things, it took a lot more training and rehearsal and prep just for that one scene. But for other things like exploring the reef for the first time, those were a little bit more intuitive. And oftentimes you'd have crew members like with an actual little thing, like a little eyeliner, wiggly thing to stare at for a creature, or like a black structure to hug for the elu, and just all of those things. So those would come a little bit more intuitively. But with the actor stuff, which was your original question, I feel like it's just kind of like that observation and taking the cues and really being there with each other. Um, yeah, I mean, at least there's none of that line stuff to worry about, but it's like all of the little intricate signals. And then you're also signaling the crew members because they want to make sure you're okay.
Do you have your own scuba person assigned to you to make sure you're okay?
We all have like this amazing team, like freediving team, and
The best in the world.
seriously, that's like the crazy part about Avatar. These people that are so passionate about what they do and like the masters at what they do. It's so crazy to get to just learn from them and spend time with them, and they're just always there for us and checking in on us and making sure that everything is okay and observing. And I mean, like watching them underwater, it's crazy. They're like more comfortable than fish. It's like they can just relax there and linger and play, and it's really a really cool thing. And it also makes you feel very safe, like you're never in harm's way when you feel them there.
What's the tank with the round spheres that are white?
Yeah,
What is that?
those little like plastic balls.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
is that?
so that's because if they have the surface uncovered by those little plastic balls, then like the reflection uh kind of it makes it harder. Like technically, I wish I
To
could
green
explain it
screen or
as
whatever?
scientific as like our crew members, but not exactly the green screen. So you know how on our performance capture suits we have those little like markers on us. So the reflection of this tank, the cameras confuse it, the system and everything confuses that reflection for the markers, and it would like mess up our capture because they're trying to capture our performance physically, emotionally, our face, our body. So with the reflection they aren't able to do that, so they have to do all those plastic balls. It's pretty crazy. Like these crew members, they all went through such a trial and error, like so many different things to figure out that process. But for us actors, it just meant like there were plastic balls on the surface, and when you're going up or down, like just being aware of them. It also meant really fun stories. Like there was this one yellow plastic ball amidst all of the white plastic balls.
On
And that
purpose?
yellow one, it was on purpose.
Okay.
It's named Wally. And whoever found Wally was the winner. So like, when we're training or even just like generally when filming, sometimes someone would be like, "Oh my God, I found Wally." And then it'd be like, "You win." It was like this funny hunt for the yellow ball because there's so many on the surface. It's kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's a really cool thing about Jim too, and just hearing about their behind the scenes process. He's so in tune with every department, and he knows every department, and for all of them really innovated this technology just to be able to bring this story to life is like really inspiring and crazy. Yeah.
Is there any moments with James Cameron when he's directing you that stick out to you that you just took with you?
Yes. Oh gosh, I don't know where to
Everything.
start. Everything, literally. I just tried to be a sponge on that set with my amazing cast members and Jim. And I mean, I think one really cool thing about Jim is how much he loves to play. And I mean, he'll kind of pause everything in like the whole set just to take a few minutes or 30 minutes to sit there with us cast members and answer a question or explain the scene. and kind of like take us through a stroll in his mind and place us right in that scene and how our characters are feeling and our surroundings. Um, and he's just so encouraging. I think Jim is always that person that's like, there are no silly questions, and just ask away, and I'll give you the answer. Or if I don't have the answer, we'll figure it out together. And the type of person that's just always has such a curious mind and inspires you to have the same. He's just always been such an encouraging person, and like all of these different things. I like on my birthday, he got me him and our amazing beloved producer who I miss so much. They got me a guitar because I was always playing my guitar on set, and or just like over the years how they've encouraged me and just told me like to always dream big and just go for it. Even when I just uh, Jim as a pen pal, like he, no matter how busy he is, he always reads my emails. Or when I'm like 10 and singing my silly little song, he'll listen to my song and be like, be brave, like put it out. Don't worry. Just put it out. And I believe in you and believe in yourself. And I just think there's so many ways in which Jim has inspired me, but in general, he's just such a kind, nurturing, encouraging person. And yeah, yeah, I don't even know where to start. I always ramble when it comes to Jim because like my mind goes so many different places when thinking about how amazing it has been to, know him and work with him.
I mean, it must be so insane to see what his mind created and to see it
Seriously.
all, the gears actually turning as he's creating this world and this story. Because he had
Definitely.
the story come to him as a child, right? For the first movie?
Yeah, there's I think the first stream he had, wasn't he like 19 years old, which is really, really cool. I mean, I think he has like some original drawings from high school that like
That he
kind of
sketched out?
inspired this world. Yeah, he's really, really good at drawing. Like, what can't this guy do? He went down to the Mariana Trench. But yeah, I remember even just talking with him recently, and he was like, yeah, cherish this time, Trinity, because this time from like 15 to 25, like it's when your mind is so open and you're experiencing so many new things and experiences for the first time, and just like create as much as possible, because you'll have so many just things to kind of come out if you like, so many treasures if you dig in the chest, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the set life like? Is there trailers everywhere? Is there food everywhere? Is there a ton of people walking around everywhere?
I love the picture you just painted because it's pretty accurate. Like, I feel like because it's such a big ensemble cast and it's such a big crew and everything, but the catering, of course, is all plant-based because of like the Avatar environmental like causes and for Jim and everything. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think where to start with set life.
Because the first movie is the biggest box office hit of all time ever.
Right.
So now there's 2 and 3. So obviously it has that massive production budget behind it.
Totally. And I feel like there was such a tone already set on the set, because of like the OG cast and so many crew members who worked on the first one. And of
Same
course, Jim
people.
and John, like the same big Avatar family, just with like more added members. The children. And yeah, it was so interesting to just come onto a set which was already so warm and welcoming and vibrant and lively. And I think that was just such a cool thing for me to experience. Like, even on the walls, there were already lots of pictures from the first Avatar, like BTS pictures of them filming and having their best time and creating something that they didn't know what it was going to become. And now, years later, on those walls has not only those old Avatar 1 photos, but the Avatar 2 BTS photos of all of us having the best time and creating what we also did not know what was going to become. And I mean, I think it's also just such an awesome thing that I'd really treasure those experiences. And whenever I've gone back to Manhattan Beach Studios, where we film, I feel like all of like the smells, the sights, like everything just attacks my senses and it fills me with so much nostalgia. Like I just it always makes me really happy to be back in that space because it's has so many warm memories for me.
Are you Patty certified now? So you can scuba
So
dive?
I'm like, it's funny because I mean I got junior certified, but it was a different situation than Avatar. That was like a whole different thing. And so for Avatar, it was all free diving. or at least for performance capture. My castmate Jack did scuba, but for me it was all free diving, and that's partly because for filming, like you can't have the bubbles because just like the reflection, the bubbles also are confused as markers and would harm like the capture of our performance.
How deep
But
do you have to swim down?
just literally holding our breath.
Just down.
Yeah, just go down. Like, just, yeah, literally that. And also because at that age, I was not allowed to scuba dive, like, do scuba
Oh.
or any of the things. Like, um, yeah. I was like just not kind of supposed to do it yet. I think somehow something about the little lungs of an 8-year-old. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but yeah. So it was all just free diving. So it was all just like training how to hold your breath and be as comfortable as like a mermaid in the water.
Right.
Um, yeah, and it's like such a mental thing because you can think that, oh, I need a breath, I need to go up, but really you just have to tell yourself, no, I actually can do it. Like you have to calm your heart rate down. It's all of these little things where you just get into this state where you forget all of that. It's actually kind of meditative to go into character and use those things. But also, I was very terrified at first.
I mean, it's a huge
Yeah.
undertaking
Yeah.
because it's your co-stars, the production, yourself, your
Yeah,
partner.
totally. I think mostly I was just so nervous to like, I really wanted to be able to keep up with everybody. And I mean, I think I wanted to keep up and not like let myself or anyone down. Like I wanted to be able to keep up with all the older kids and older cast who were, a lot faster or equipped than me, it felt. And I remember even just like one time doing parkour or doing stunts training and like not being able to get this silly backwards roll like sequence right, and just like it's so embarrassing looking back on it, but 7-year-old me cried. I was just like, "Oh, I can't keep up." And like my castmate Britton Dalton, who plays my older brother, literally like came up to me and gave me a big bear hug, and he was like, "Don't worry, it's okay. You've got this. I'm also struggling and I cannot backwards roll." And it's okay. You can do it. And I remember I was so embarrassed like by my accidental burst into tears, but also so comforted by like him and my cast members who were all like, "We're all in this together." Like it made me feel really good. Yeah.
When did the camaraderie develop amongst the children for
Yeah.
Avatar?
It's crazy that it feel like it went really fast. We all met on the same day, and
Was the
just
first day of
in
filming day?
the first day was a training day. We just kind of like hopped right into it, and I guess we just bonded so quickly, spending like at least 9.5 hours a day with each other for
That'll do it.
so much time. That'll do it. Like a long summer camp. And yeah, I guess they all just felt like my family, like my older siblings. And although they're probably much kinder than my older brothers just like in those years would just fart in your face or like
Classic.
always busting your chops, but they would always be like my Avatar older siblings are always just so supportive, and we're always there for each other. And I feel like we just became this Avatar family, crew combined, not just cast. Yeah.
How's it like doing all the press now together with all the other kids?
It's so cool because also I can't believe how much I've forgotten over time. And so, like, hearing people just bring up different memories from, like, my young cast to the older cast members is so cool because it just, like, reignites all of these memories. It's kind of like a sensory overload. But I'm just so happy getting to reunite with them and, like, give them a big hug and just be together again. It's, like, very surreal. It's the type of thing where you wake up in your own bed the next morning and everything seems normal, like the way the light comes in through the shades and you're in your own bed and you feel like, dang, now life's back to normal. And was that a dream? Just because it's such a dream come true to just get to be back with them, like my favorite people.
What I think
Yeah.
is so cool with like reigniting memories is that when things are just happening, you don't have you're not able to process everything. But on
Yeah.
top of that, you're also becoming an adult and you're going through childhood and like you're
Seriously.
developing. So like all
Yeah.
these things are happening.
Hmm.
Is
It's
is
crazy.
is it what is it like being at that age on one of the biggest movies of all time, if not the biggest?
Definitely. It's funny because I feel like the older I've gotten, like the more serious, quote unquote, I've like taken all of it. Like when I was little, I didn't know how legendary these like cast members were or a Jim was or these crew members, and I didn't realize how legendary Avatar was. I just knew that it was one of my favorite movies. And I think like the older I've gotten, the more I've realized like how lucky I am, and like the more these things kind of click into place logic wise and feel like big things, because at the time I was just like, this is so cool. These people are so cool, and I'm on my like dream movie and like all these different things. But um yeah, just over time a lot of things have changed because it's been part of me for more than half of my life, and yet like somehow not a lot of things have changed. Like from being on set with everybody and our dynamic, or even just like always bringing my guitar around and like playing them songs and all of those things, and I'm still doing all of those things, like our dynamic, music, like all of the different things. It's like so much has changed and so much hasn't changed whenever we're all together. So I'm just praying that we get to make 4 and 5, because I really would love to be all together with my favorite people again, and playing Teenage Took to me is just the most exciting thing. I've grown up with her, so I just feel so excited thinking about how we would come together again.
Has
Yeah.
James ever talked about 4 and 5 where the story goes? Because I know he wants to
Yes.
do it until he
Yeah.
physically can't.
Yes. All of like before we even like before I even got the audition, before any of this like before filming started, I guess is the best way to say it.
Back
All
when
of
you
the
were
scripts
6.
have been all of the scripts had been written. Like
Oh,
this
4 and 5 are
whole
already done.
story is paved out. And so whenever I hear about the storyline, whenever I hear about where Took's gonna go, wherever, I'm just like, like I just can't wait to do it. Fingers crossed. But yeah, so Jim has talked about it. I'm always like asking him to tell me more.
Is he
Um,
secretive about it?
I feel like he's playful secretive. He's not like
Ah,
secretive. He just likes to be teasy. Like
sneaky man.
literally, he's like, no, you didn't hear it from me, but and I'm like, who else would I hear it
Who
from?
else is
You're the
gonna tell
big
me?
boss. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be insane. Like 4 and 5 would be so cool because by then the technology is going to
Yeah.
be so much more advanced.
Right. They just keep innovating and bringing things to the next level. It's pretty insane.
I don't want to misspeak, but I think he said 1 was a nightmare to make because you're figuring out all these things.
Yeah.
2 is easy, and 3 was almost like way too easy. So like by 4 and 5, who knows where that's going to go?
That would just be so cool. I mean, like I think they go through all of the different challenges for every movie, just thinking about how they bring the story to life on the technological side, because they're always figuring out like new innovation things. It's kind of mind-blowing to me and inspiring, just like all of the loopholes they went through, but they still made it happen and brought this beautiful story to life. Because ultimately what they were doing is to make sure that these actors could come in and you know incarnate these characters and bring this beautiful story that Jim wrote to life. And yeah, I think you're on point. Like, wouldn't it be so cool by 4 and 5? Well, I'll just be like in that zone and in that flow. And the stories, I just feel like it only gets better from here. Like Jim always tells the story of how for Avatar 2, he got sent the script, got some notes back. Avatar 3 sent the script, got a little less notes back. Avatar 4, he sent the script, and all he got back was, excuse my expletive, excuse my curse, but all he got back was, holy fuck. And he was like, where are the notes? And all he got back was, those are the notes. And so I'm just like, okay, we just have to make 4 and 5 then.
I hate to
yeah.
pull out the swear jar, but
Literally.
Is that something you actually did?
Unfortunately, yes.
You had a swear jar on set for Avatar?
Yes, but I would like to clarify that I wasn't the only founder. I was a co-founder with my castmate Jack. And
I mean, you guys are kids. You can't be hearing that stuff.
exactly. And yeah, it was, at least it was all to like a good cause. I mean, it all went to a pet shelter.
Oh, good.
But I mean, also, we didn't hold them to it. Like, we're not going to be
Yeah.
in the middle of a scene and be like, Sam,
Everyone,
F-bomb, give it.
Get up. James, come on.
Yes. I mean, definitely Sam and Jim were the main contributors. But it would be funny, like, Sam eventually was just like, can I start at, like, 40 every day, then I get at least 8
Freebies.
F-bombs,
Give
you
me
know,
8
freebies.
freebies.
It was really funny. Just because I don't know why we really raised to those rates. Like the F-bomb was $5. I feel like now I'll never feel like I can curse because I'll just be like, oh, I feel bad. I put these people through it. I can't be a contributor if I I was like, pay up at that time. Yeah, it would be really funny on 4 and 5 to see, if the swear jar ever made a comeback. But yeah.
As people go back and watch Way of Water,
Yeah.
before For Fire and Ash, is there any scenes or anything that they should pay attention to or kind of just like really look for?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good question. I'm trying to think. Like,
Because I know you obviously we
wow.
can't talk about 3.
Right.
You can't give any details, but is there anything like this is a good moment to
Right.
think about?
Well, sorry about this mic. Well, I can tell you that we leave off, or we start off right after we left off. So, we ended with Nitam's death, his funeral, and we basically pick up right after that and in the grief. But as the Sully family is already trying to pick themselves up, mostly because they have to, mostly because things always just quickly get more and more complicated. So definitely, if you've watched 2 recently, it's gonna be awesome to just feel like how it's a through line and it just picks off right where it left off. Picks up right where it left off. I think I just said picks off right where it left off. But there are so many moments. I think I honestly wish I remembered. I feel like one of the amazing things about it culminating after so many years is when I get to watch the film, I'll get to really sit back and enjoy it and like experience it, because even though I know what happens, it's been so long that it feels like it's actually kind of hard to spoil everything, because what I remember is my memories and not really the plot. But I think it's gonna be really great. I wish I had a better answer. I think.
Oh no, that's
other
really
than
interesting.
Where it picks up right where it left off. Yeah.
You guys aren't allowed to take home the scripts, right?
We aren't.
So, go ahead.
Actually, I have a funny story. I hope Sig won't mind me saying this, but Sig.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yes, Sigourney Weaver.
I call her Sig also.
Yes, as we should. Sister Siggy, she stole the script from stole. She didn't steal the script, but she took this. She borrowed the script. She took it home, and she gets the call, and they're like, "Where's the script?" And she's like, "I have it. It's with me. It's safe and sound. I'll lock it in a vault, but like I need it. I want my paws on it, and you guys can't expect me to prepare some of these huge scenes the morning of, like an hour before. So it's mine now. Hee hee. And I always love Sig for that. That story just cracks me up. How she was like, I'm just taking it.
Yeah.
I ask for forgiveness, not permission. But yeah. I would just show up to set and see what we were doing that day. And at least we did do table reads and rehearsals with the scripts together. So I feel like that storyline, what was happening, it was in our brain, or in my brain. And I was excited to just get into it every day.
So
yeah.
As an actress, are you aware of what's happening in the plot? Because the world's not real. You're imagining it.
Yeah.
You also have to try and figure out your lines. There's so much happening too. Like, are you able to process where you are in the script and the story?
Yes, I think a big part of that is Jim. Because
and you're also filming 2 and 3 simultaneously.
I know that would sometimes be a really almost kind of challenge every day, because you'd kind of have to do a big brain switch. I feel like there's a tonal switch where 2, it has a lot more discovery and innocence. I think by 3, Tuk's gone through so much, and there's a lot more grief in 3, and also things are so much more complicated, and there's a lot of 3 that's on the run, and it's stressful, and it's the type of stuff where your heart's in your throat and your breath and your like heart rate is just spiked. And so it would be a tonal switch, and like when you're doing both 2 and 3 in one day, it would definitely be like a bit of a reset. But at least, when you're there with your fellow actors, you kind of all get into it together. So that's a really lovely thing about it. And Jim, just because he spends so much care and time to just explain like all of the little invisible strings, basically, and how they
Such a
lead
good
to
way to
each
put
other.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How old are you now?
16.
You're 16. When did you get the
Yes.
role exactly? 7?
Yeah. Oh, 1-6.
Crazy.
7.
When you get your first big paycheck, did you spend it on anything?
Didn't see those paychecks during that time, actually. I didn't even think about it, honestly. I don't remember even thinking about a paycheck in that time. I was just like, yay, I'm here.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I even thought about it, which I guess kudos to my parents. But, yeah, I mean, maybe the first big paycheck was that F-bomb that made it into the swear jar. But, I mean, it wasn't something I spent. It was to the pet shelter. But, yeah, I guess I didn't even think about it at that time. Like,
wow.
I don't even know if I ever wondered about that stuff. I was just like happy to be there. Yeah.
What is life like for you outside of Avatar in the middle of
Yeah.
filming?
I mean,
Because they're such long
Yeah.
days, right?
yeah, they were such long days. I mean, especially because it was always a 2-hour drive for me.
Where
Like,
do you live? Or
uh,
where were you living?
Where I was living in Thousand Oaks at the time,
Oh,
and
so
we
you had to
filmed in
drive
Manhattan
down.
Beach. It was like the whole drive into LA, and LA traffic is crazy. And so most of the days I would work as like the whole amount of time that I could until I pumpkin, which is like the term for as a child actor, like however many hours you can work. I think at the time it was like 8.5, 9 hours. And after that, I like cannot work anymore because of child welfare. So I would kind of be there the whole day. And then there's like the big drive. And so funny enough, I remember like from the audition stages to filming stages, I loved watching Avatar on the ride there or on the ride home. But I think it was just like a fun thing to just get my mind in it. But usually, I mean, I would go home and I would immediately just be like playing piano or playing guitar and catching up on all my things. Of course, I'd sometimes, I mean, either I'd get it done in set school or I'd go home and still have homework to catch up on. But usually I'd be like, yay, I can return to my piano and my guitar. And a big thing that I did to get into Took, like not even knowingly, I didn't think about, okay, this is my process for getting into Took, but just naturally, I felt so connected to her that I would go home and because I love songwriting, I would write from her perspective. So I would just like
That's cool.
write songs from Took, and
Have you released any of those?
I haven't.
Oh.
I was actually listening to one of them the other day. I was like, wow. Like listening to my little voice, and it was this song called Last Time, and it was super super emo and just about yeah, I felt so connected to Took that day. We'd filmed this the scene where Took's leaving home with her family and she doesn't know if she'll ever see her home again or all those people she cares about, her grandmother, and where she has to leave, and she's filled with just confusion and grief and overwhelming amount of feelings that no 8-year-old or just anyone should ever have to feel. And so I was really inspired by that and really just felt so connected to her. I was like, I am Took. And so I went home and wrote this song called Last Time. And it was like the last time I see my home and say goodbye. And just like almost talking to the RDA, like, why did you have to do this? It's super emo. It's super minor. It's like in C minor and like on the guitar. I'm just so sad, like in this voice memo. And the craziest part is I like sent it to our producer John just for fun because I was like, look, I love Took so much and I kind of wanted to share this with you for fun. And John's assistant was like, are you trying to pitch this song? And I was like, wait, I never even thought about that.
That'd be so cool if it
Yeah.
makes it in.
It would be very cool. But at the time, I was like, oh, I didn't mean that at all. I was just, I mean, thought it could be fun to share.
Yeah.
But yeah, my little fetus voice is like belting out the blues and the emo lyrics in that one. But I just loved writing from her. So that was one thing I'd do when I go home. And of course, I have an Asian mom, so I'd go home and have to do math problems. But yeah.
Who would you say are your top 3 artists that you listen to now?
Top 3? Oof, that's hard. I would say Taylor Swift.
Huge Swiftie.
Huge Swiftie. I just love her poetic and storytelling lyrics. And
I get the vibe because when you're playing your guitar, it's like kind of early Taylor Swift vibes.
yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm touched. That means a lot. I love all of her eras from early Taylor Swift to now. And so, yeah, she's always been a big inspiration for me, especially lyrically. And um, Billie Eilish, she's the most charming performer on stage. When I saw her at the Hit Me Hard and Soft tour,
Was that at the Forum?
it was at the Forum
I
in
went there too.
December.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if we were there the same night. I think I was there like the 16th.
I feel like I was
Yeah.
there the third night. Who came out? I don't
I think I was there one of the earlier nights.
I forget if she even.
Yeah.
Somebody jumped out of. Charlie
Was it
jumped
Charlie
out.
XCX?
Yeah.
Okay, you were there the night after me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was so bummed I missed that.
That was the
But-
coolest surprise.
Oh,
Everyone
wow.
lost their minds.
Oh my gosh. We never would have guessed.
No.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's the most charming performer on stage. Her like passion for the live show and all that she puts into it, like it's so cool. Not only her vision for the live show, but her vision for the music side. Her and Phineas, like
Dream team.
the dream team, the heart that they put into not only the songwriting but bringing those feelings to life sonically with all that they do in the production. It's so inspiring. And then ooh, what's the third? This is hard. I gotta go Gracie Abrams. I love her raw, vulnerable lyrics and the way she brings that to life with her vocal phrasing and just she's such a role model. I also saw her perform at the Greek Theater literally before so much. That night was the first time she'd ever played That's So True, just for the fans. And I think I was just in awe of her. The way she sometimes brings her notebook on stage and reads these heartfelt letters to her fans and the way she's there for us. She's such a role model, even the way she's like, guess what? At my concert, you can even register to vote here. I was like, if I was 18, I would. And just like all of these different things, seeing all of these girls come together in the crowd, like this whole community that feels so lovely with all of our bows in our hair. It's like the most heartwarming thing.
They're all aligned, like parallels to what you
Yeah.
are, which is really funny.
Yeah, I
It's-
guess so. They all kind of like
They're musically
connect.
gifted, lyrically geniuses of just their story writing is really incredible.
I agree. They're phenomenal and they inspire me in so many ways.
You just released a song last night.
I did.
How does that feel now?
I'm so excited. My heart is bursting.
What's it called?
It's called You Make Me Want to Dance. It came out last night and November 21st. And I just feel so grateful right now. I've been trying to release music for about 3 years now because the last time I was able to release music was over 3 years ago. And there's been a lot of different reasons over this time that it didn't work out or where songs were scrapped and things had to start over or just so many ways that I've grown a lot and learned a lot and also discovered so much creatively. So to come to this point now where I can finally share my music with everybody makes me just exponentially happy and excited. And it feels like it's just the beginning. And I do have a fun anecdote for this song, You Make Me Want to Dance. I'd written it not too long ago. It's very recent. And I'd had an ADR in maybe August or something. And so I saw Jim at my ADR on Zoom, of course, because he's in New Zealander. And we were talking about life and just catching up. And I was just talking to him about music stuff and all of the ups and downs. And he was like, oh, yeah, send some stuff to me. I would love to hear. And I was like, oh, really? So I just sent him a few like acoustic voice memos on my phone, just singing some songs I was working on. And You Make Me Want to Dance was his favorite of like 3 that I sent. And he was like, this sounds like a hit single, Trinity. You should put this out. Like, go for it. Like, you should put it out and be brave enough to put it out. And don't worry about whatever happens. Just get it out there. And I feel like that's just another example of how encouraging Jim has always been. The fact that he'd be so busy and, he always is the best pen pal who reads your emails and listens to the songs and just shared with me his thoughts like about all of them. And I think like even the way he always signs the email, like your pal Jim, like it always warms my heart. even from a 20-hour flight away, and with all of his busyness, that he, always is so encouraging and kind. Yeah.
Where can people stream it?
Any music platform of their choice.
Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Yeah. Pandora.
Ooh.
That's a listening platform.
It
funny
is
enough.
a listening platform.
Yeah.
Can we fire through some rapid fire questions?
I love rapid fire questions.
Pandora or Earth, where are you living full time?
Oh, okay. I like Earth just because it's like comfortable, but if I could like go to Pandora for fun, that would be a bucket list adventure. Yeah.
Who's most likely to break character on set?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Like I'm trying to remember a time someone broke character.
Like, is anyone trying to like make each other laugh on set?
Sometimes, like especially with my beloved troop members, like we'll just be like, but I think we all like come to a state where, especially in a stressful scene, we know how to bring it together.
Yeah,
But
because I feel like it's
sometimes-
such high stakes.
It is. It's such high stakes. But sometimes the high stakes scenes are when the laughter comes. Like I think breaking, it always comes in like when you need it least to come, because it's, I don't know, at least for me, I feel like sometimes laughing can be a defense mechanism, like that nervous laugh that just like comes out. But I can't think of like exactly. Well, Steve Brown, he is on our stunt side of things, our troops side of things, and he's the funniest guy ever. So I feel like sometimes I'd still be chuckling from something he says, like in between a scene. But maybe that's like one I can say. Yeah.
If you had your own avatar tail, what would you use it for?
I love this question. I mean, I don't know why the first thing I'm thinking of is whacking someone with this tail, which wouldn't make no sense. But like, I mean, I don't know. I'll go with that.
What's your favorite movie not directed by James Cameron?
Not. Okay. I'm trying to think where to start. Okay, I'm just gonna go with Lady Bird for right now, because Greta
Movie.
Gerwig is one of my favorite directors and storytellers, and I love both Lady Bird, Little Women, Barbie. Like, yeah, all of those definitely make it into some of my like favorite movie lists. But Lady Bird is a movie that really touches my heart and inspires me. Yeah,
What's more challenging, mastering the dialogue or filming a scene underwater?
filming the scene underwater. Yeah, I feel like the dialogue. It comes. It's like
comes.
such a practice. It's like a reflex eventually, but underwater, that's like such a practice. Yeah.
If you could bring one Pandora creature to life,
Mm.
which would you adopt as a pet?
Oh, I really want to fly on an ikran. Like, part of me thinks flying would be like the most stressful thing. I feel like I might faint on my ikran just like looking down at how high up I am. But also, it would be this most exhilarating thing to just soar above the clouds and like actually fly. Maybe that one. But the elu are so cute. But also, I feel like all of these creatures are so big. How would they even survive on Earth?
It'd have
They're
to be
definitely
a
at the
backyard
top
animal?
of the food chain.
Yeah, top of the food chain.
Yeah.
If James asked you to be part of any of the future avatars,
Yes.
would you want to be part of it?
Definitely. Yeah. I just said definitely 3 times, so you can tell how definite I am. I mean, I'm already so excited just thinking about bringing Teenage Took to life, thinking about just kind of like expanding her storyline, especially since we've only seen just a little bit of all that she can do. And right now she's just small but mighty, but she's got so much to grow, and she's already been growing through so much and going through so much. Yeah, I would be honored and love it. Anything they need. Sequel, spin-off series, anything. I'm there for
Crafty,
them.
I will do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's it like for you when you are going to watch it back for the first time? Because
Yeah.
the world is completely imagined. So you're going to see
Mhm.
all these crazy colors and animals and creatures come together.
Seriously. No, that was the craziest part about seeing The Way of Water. Like, I mean, I think sometimes when watching certain things that I was a part of, you can get into that overthinking spiral, or sometimes notice yourself or your little quirks. But for Avatar, I'm just like, so, like watching everything, it really feels like for the first time, this whole world come together, these creatures and all of these things. I mean, you see the concept art, you see things on the monitor on set of what it could eventually kind of culminate into, but it's nothing like seeing it on the screen for the first time, especially when you film things like scenes very scattered, and to see it come together in one through line. It's so crazy and exciting, and to see Took on the screen, it just makes me like, I don't know why. She feels like, I always talk about her as if she's like a little person, even though I played her. It just makes me feel like, oh, little Took, I love you so much. You're right there, and you're real when I see her on the screen, and just like seeing everything come together. It's the most wild thing. Definitely, even I just like couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Do you ever take anything from set? Do you have anything of like memories?
Well, sometimes those little like white plastic balls we
Yeah.
talked about, they would like get stuck in your hair, and you come home and you're like, "What's that? What?" And then you're just like, souvenir.
Nice.
Like place it on the piano. But yeah, I'm like trying to remember. Sometimes I'd accidentally, so like on my performance capture suit, because you're wearing this whole suit. There's markers everywhere to make sure they capture your whole performance, from not only what's on your face but your body, like everything, like your whole performance. And so like we have these gloves, and like they kind of attach to the suit, like because they have to be captured too. They have the markers on them. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Basically, sometimes I take home my gloves by accident, or like things like that. Most things happen by accident, and then you just kind of accidentally like don't bring them back. Um, but yeah, I mean, didn't steal anything like too bad. I mean, we even had this like Avatar band put together from like different departments on the crew, and it's called the Scounds, which in Not V means the morons. And so we had our little stickers. That's something I didn't steal, but definitely some merch I brought home. Like Jake Sully with this rock and roll mohawk, and like the black underneath his eyes, and like in a punk rock position with the Scounds. Like, I mean, many things, I guess. Yeah.
Is it tough learning a language that doesn't exist?
It is. I think it was so cool just to get to learn a whole different language. It's also an accent, and so when we're speaking in English, it's this whole accent to bring. I think all of the training, from underwater to the stunt part of things to
Even
archery
the way
to
you
the
walk.
language, the way we walk, especially, like it's all like the best to get into Took as a character, to get into how she's grown up, the world she lives in, the people around her, her culture. But it definitely was like a kind of a crazy thing to sit there with Carla, our dialect coach, Carla Myers. She's amazing. She's incredible. And she taught us that language with so much patience. And the way you can ask her any question in between any scene and between any take on set, and you can ask her any question, and she's just like there to regurgitate it for you. Not only regurgitate it, but teach it to you and be there for you. You're just always in good hands with her. But it was so cool to learn that not be language. It really felt like this whole world we were diving into, like in every single detail and aspect. It was just so fleshed out. It was crazy.
Are there rules, and like is it a real language? Like is it a
Yeah, they just really created this whole language. It's nuts. Like there are the rules. There's like the way you pronounce things, like and the way you get things wrong or right. Like it's all a real thing. Uh like that makes it sometimes hard going back for pickups, because you just have to kind of like pick it up again.
right?
Um there are the rules to it. Like just the pronunciation, I guess, like the phrasing, the kind of the flow. It's not only like the exact word, but how things flow together in a sentence.
Right.
Yeah.
Could we pivot to another project?
Yes.
Princess Power.
I can't believe you just brought that up. Yes.
You've done so many episodes of it, and it's
Yeah.
another thing where you just have to imagine the world. How do you take
Yeah.
on voice acting?
I love voice acting. It's such a fun thing. I mean, that's another like thing where you're using your imagination, and just kind of like trying to be limitless with that imagination. And playing Rita Raspberry was an immense pleasure. She's just so fantabulous, as she would say. Always in like a very princess outfit, but also, um, like there with her buddies as they take on the world. But yeah, I think voice acting is a really fun thing, just to explore your imagination. And when it's only words on a page, like all the different places you could go, and really like crafting that character and making her feel like three-dimensional, I guess.
When you're doing
Yeah.
something like that, do you almost have to do like 10% more acting because it's just your
Yeah.
voice?
I guess I hadn't thought about it that way, but that's a really good thing to think about. I mean, I guess I've always approached things like in a more grounded way. So I would, but I think for Princess Powers, there's also like just this, there's more drama to it and more life. So it is a little bit Like it's definitely more full force in that excitement and performance. Yeah.
With Avatar, do you have to do more oomph because it's more motion cap?
Yeah.
Like, do you have to be bigger with your performances?
Oh no, performance capture. I mean, you don't have to think about how you're going to be captured. You really just, after you're in the whole getup, you just get to be in your moment and act and do your thing and just be really, which is really cool. Yeah.
Right.
I think for voiceover acting, it's funny, even though you're just behind the mic at the podium, like I love to still be physical. And I mean, of course, physical enough that I'm into it, but like not too much so that it gets captured on the mic. But I love to like just actually kind of feel the run or the just like that physicality of how Rita would express herself, even if she's just on the animation side.
Right.
Yeah. And that was a really cool one where music and acting came together because we got to do all kinds of singing for the theme song and different songs throughout every episode and the series for every adventure. Yeah.
Are there any other shows that you want to be part of or directors that you really want to work with?
Oh my gosh. Greta Gerwig is a director I look up to so much. So I would love to be on a project with her. She's so cool. I mean, Stranger Things, they just wrapped up their series, but that's one of my favorite shows. Oh my gosh. You know, I think about this question all the time, and then every time it comes, I blank. But I mean, there are so many just cool things out there. This is like different, but I'm reading this book series right now called Shatter Me, and if they ever made that into a film or series, I would love to be a part of it. Like, I think the way this author writes is so beautiful, and then reading from the main character's perspective, Juliet, I think I just couldn't help but feel so attached to her. I think that would be so cool one day. But I mean, like the options are limitless. I would even love to just get behind the camera one day and into like the crew process.
Do you ever make YouTube videos or anything like that?
I do.
Like sketches?
Yeah, I love to just like create and do all of it. I haven't really posted many things, but I love to just like make fun little vlogs for fun and edit silly stuff. Yeah.
Cool. This has been so cool getting to talk to you.
It's been so cool getting to talk to you. I loved that we got to sit down and have this long chat and catch up.
Me as well. This is your first podcast?
Yes, this is my first podcast.
You crushed it. You
Thank
really
you.
did. Cool. So Avatar coming out. What's the date?
December 19th. It'll be in theaters, and I hope everybody sees it on their biggest screen and just has the best time and packs tissues. Yeah.
Packs tissues. Something's happening. Awesome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Cool. See you guys. That was so good.
Yay.